Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya. Nitago Haribo, 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 Nitago Haribo, Nitago. Nitago Haribo, 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 Nitago Haribo, Nitago. Jaya Om Vishnu Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Stotra Sadhasa Srimad. His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Om Vishnu Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Stotra Sadhasa Srimad. His Divine Grace Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Se Kasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Sirabeta Gadahara Sivasadi Go Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radha Kundi Giri Govardhan Ki. Vrindavan Ki. Mayapur Dham Ki. Dwarka Dham Ki. Jagannath Dham Ki. Gangamaya Manamaya Ki. Tasya Devi Bhakti Videvi Ki. Sri Krishna Balaram Ki Jai. Sri Radha Shamasunda Ki. Sri Laita Visakasta Sakivida Ki Jai. Sintai Guru Chandra Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gopi Menande. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru Gauranga. Om Gyana Chimanda Shagana Ganan Salakaya Chaksusumilta Yena Tasma Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishta Stapita Yena Bhutale Sayarupa Kadamaya Dadati Sampadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sritam Padakamala Sri Guru Vaishnavascha Sri Rupam Sakaryata Sagana Raghunata Vitanta Sajiva Sadhuitam Savadutam Parijanam Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Padasakana Lalita Sri Vishakavitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanjurada Kamtanamansute Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radha Bindabaniswari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pananmami Aripaye Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kansachanura Madana Devaki Paramananda Krishna Vandi Jagaguru Krishna Yavasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Krishna Govindaya Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nivesesa Sanjavadi Pashtashda Desatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anandadila Maya Vigraya, Imabada Vichavis Sundaraya Tasma Maha Prema Rasapadaya Chitaya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Chitaya Chandraya Namo Namaste. So we are continuing the discourse on the Bhagavad-Gita, the daily discussions on the Bhagavad-Gita. So now this chapter is Karma Yoga, the action in Krishna consciousness. Karma Yoga. Yoga means to link up with the Supreme Lord. If there's no, if God is not there, then the word yoga has no meaning. Yoga means to link, to yoke. Linking with the Supreme, that's yoga. Otherwise people have so many so-called yoga practice, yoga this, yoga that. But what is the value of yoga? So Lord Krishna said, yoginam, what is happy salvation? What is that? Yogina happy salvation. Madhyaktina. So that was that. So that I've become very old. That of all the yogi, the one who's always thinking of me, that's the real yogi. Of all yogis. That's the real yogi. So this is about Karma Yoga, the action in Krishna consciousness. So every activity that we do in Krishna consciousness, it's called yoga only. It's the real Karma Yoga. Now when we say karma means niskam, Karma Yoga. Niskam means desireless action. We are doing all the activities, but not for the purpose of oneself, but for the purpose of pleasing the Supreme Lord. So it's called Niskam Karma Yoga, desireless action in Krishna consciousness. This whole chapter is all about that. It's about desireless action. And Lord Krishna is talking about this verse which we are reading today, about the effect of those who are performing this desireless action in Krishna consciousness. So, text 24, chapter 5. So we can repeat together. Ntaḥ-sukho, ntar-ārāmas. 24. Text 24. I was giving it text 24, isn't it? Which one? Chapter 5. Yeah, chapter 5, text 24. You got it? 524 is there. Ntaḥ-sukho, ntar-ārāmas. tathāntar-jyotir sa yogī brahma-nirvāṇaṁ. brahma-bhūto dhigacchati. ntaḥ-sukho, ntar-ārāmas. tathāntar-jyotir sa yogī brahma-nirvāṇaṁ. brahma-bhūto dhigacchati. ntaḥ-sukho, ntar-ārāmas. tathāntar-jyotir sa yogī brahma-nirvāṇam. brahma-bhūto dhigacchati. You can please chant.
ntaḥ-sukho, ntar-ārāmas. tathāntar-jyotir
sa yogī brahma-nirvāṇam. brahma-bhūto dhigacchati.
ntaḥ-sukho, ntar-ārāmas. tathāntar-jyotir brahma-nirvāṇam. brahma-bhūto adhigacchati.
ntaḥ-sukho, ntar-ārāmas.
ntaḥ-sukho, ntar-ārāmas.
tathāntar-jyotir sa yogī brahma-nirvāṇam. brahma-bhūto adhigacchati.
Somebody else. Ya, one who antaḥ-sukhaḥ, happy from within, antaḥ-ārāmaḥ, actively enjoying within, tathā, as well as antaḥ-jyotiḥ, aiming within, eva, certainly, ya, anyone, sa, he, yogī, a mystic, brahma-nirvāṇaṁ, liberation in the Supreme, brahma-bhūtaḥ, being self-realized, adhigacchati, attains. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. One whose happiness is within, I'm just reading, who is active and rejoices within, and whose aim is inward, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. Purport. Unless one is able to relish happiness from within, how can one retire from the external engagements meant for deriving superficial happiness? A liberated person enjoys happiness by factual experience. He can therefore sit silently at any place and enjoy the activities of life from within. Such a liberated person no longer desires external material happiness. This state is called brahma-bhūta, attaining which one is assured of going back to Godhead, back to home. Ntaḥ-sukho ntar-ārāmas tathāntar-jyotir sa yogī brahma-nirvāṇaṁ brahma-bhūta adhigacchati. One whose happiness is within, who is active within, and rejoices within, and whose aim is inward, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. So the Lord saying, yeah, that person whose happiness is within, who is very happy inside, within, who find pleasure within, and his illumination, everything is within, then such a person is said to be situated in brahma-nirvāṇaṁ. So brahma-nirvāṇam means which means it has nothing to do with this material world. That's brahma-nirvāṇam. And for one who is situated in brahma-nirvāṇam, whose vision, whose point of view is no more within the scope of this material world, he has rise above the notion of this material world. Then such a person, he mentioned that within the sa brahma-dhigacchati, that such a person is brahma-bhūta, is self-realized, and then adhigacchati is he attained the Supreme Lord, which means attainment of Supreme Lord means one becomes situated in devotional service to the Lord, because there are three things. There is in the spiritual realm there are only three things. There is Bhagavan, there is Bhakta, and there is Bhakti. Those are the only three things in the spiritual realm. And then there's actually the fourth one. The fourth one is the Guru. So Brahma, Bhakta, Bhagavan, Bhakti, and Guru. Those are the four things in the spiritual realm. So which means when one attains the Lord, which means one becomes situated in Bhakti. One becomes situated in the act of devotional service to the Lord. So the devotees of the Lord, they are the one who have actually situated in this brahma-nirvāṇam. In tathā-sukho, what is that? Mukti in tathā-sukho, which means what is the original form of mukti? Is bhakti, which means the synonyms of is actually bhakti in the rest. Just like one time when after Mahaprabhu, after he converted the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a great impersonalist. He was great impersonalist. So here everything is Brahman. Brahman is this, Brahman is that, the Brahman Satya, Brahman Satya, Jagan Mitya, everything is Brahman for him. But Mahaprabhu converted him. So he became a bhakta, he became a devotee. So, and then there was one verse, very famous verse in Bhagavatam. And that verse is anyway, the last line of that verse, it starts with the last line starts with the mukti something. I just forgot it. It starts with mukti, but the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, because he doesn't want to hear the word of mukti, so he said, no, this should be bhakti. He said, no, it's bhakti, not mukti. So Mahaprabhu said, no, Because this is in Bhagavatam. So whatever is in the Bhagavatam, we cannot change. So, and from Bhagavatam, when the Bhagavatam book, mukti actually means bhakti. That's what mukti means. So Mahaprabhu said that the word of Bhagavatam is a year when Bhagavatam says mukti means the attainment of mukti it means bhakti. It means bhakti. What is this? This was actually recited by Lord Brahma himself. Lord Brahma, when he was praying to Lord Krishna, let me just get the verse. When Lord Brahma was praying to Lord Krishna, he just give me 1 second. Yeah, I think Tatenu Kampatam. Yeah, I remember in the verse now. Asyabdeva. Okay, so Lord Brahma is saying, Tatenu Kampatam Susushamano, Punjana Evatma Kitam Vipakam, Ridva Vapubi Bidadan Namaste, Jivetayo Mukti Pade Sadayabak. Mukti Pade, it means the Jivetayo Mukti Pade Sadayabak. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your costless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, and offering you respectful obeisances within his heart. Words and body is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So which means for a person who solely depends upon the Lord's mercy, even though sometimes he may be in some difficult situation in life, he may find himself in some difficult situation in life, but the person never considered that oh, I'm in such a bad situation. But the person who has become a devotee, he does not consider that. The mentality is that whatever might have happened to me, or whatever is happening to me, this is due to my past misdeed, my past reactions of my past activities. But the Lord is very merciful on me that is lessening the result of these past activities. So therefore, a devotee, there's no such a thing as protesting. That, oh, why this is happening to me? Why everything is so bad? There's no such thing as the actual devotee joyfully accept difficulties in life. Joyfully accept it. And for such a devotee, for such a person, Lord Brahma is saying, such a person is one who's eligible for liberation. So this verse is talking about adhigacchati. You attain liberation of Brahma, adhigacchati. This is the verse which is mentioned here. Brahma-bhūta adhigacchati, the attainment of self-realization, the attainment of the Lord. So when this verse mukti was being, which is in this verse, in this Bhagavatam, so the word mukti, Sarvam Bhattacharya tried to change it. Instead of mukti pade, it's bhakti pade. Bhakti pade is sadayabak. Because it doesn't want to hear anything has to do with mukti anymore. I don't want to hear this mukti. Because nothing is more joyful than bhakti. Bhakti is very, very joyful. Bhakti is very... When there's bhakti, the senses become activated, the whole senses become activated, and one becomes full of joy. But that joy is not because of sense gratification. The joy is self-realization. So as we're hearing from this verse, that one who is happy within, whose happiness is coming from inside, everything from inside. So which means normally in this world, we experience happiness when the senses are in contact with the external, when the senses is in contact with the external objects. So therefore we experience happiness, we become happy. If I touch something very nice, I become happy. Let's say I have opposite sex, touch a woman or something, there is kind of happiness. Say, oh, this is nice. I eat something nice. I eat some nice food, nice, tasty food. I get happiness. You're outside, and then there is a nice hair that is blowing, and some nice hair is blowing to you, and you say, "Oh, this is nice. How nice this is!" So whatever is in contact with the material senses, one feel happy by that. One feel happy that how nice this is. So that's how the living entities experience happiness in the material world. Whereas they cannot tolerate anything that is opposite that. Whereas a spiritualist do not experience happiness from external sources. A spiritualist, he has withdrawn all the senses from all the external objects. He has focused, and then from that he experienced. Because as I said, there's Atmaram. Atmaram means the joy of the soul. The joy of the soul, that is Atmaram. Atmaramas chamona yo ningrant chawuru kame. Kubanti atuki batitan butan gunawari. The one who is Atmaram, who is self-realized. So like in the material world, there is a concept called prayer. Prayer. That's the concept. So prayer means what will give me immediate satisfaction. What will give me immediate result? That's prayer. So basically everything within the material world is all based on prayer. Whereby, like, if I work for someone, I know that I will get paid. If there is no payment, I'm not going to work. That's the reality. We do all of activity in material world is what will give us immediate result. That's what everyone is focused in the material world. What will give us immediate result? Prayer. Whereas spiritual life is different. Spiritual life is not based on prayer. It's not based on what's going to give one immediate benefit. But it's based on Shreya. Shreya means what is ultimately, where the ultimate benefit will come. Normally in material world, prayer, you get benefits, you get immediate happiness. But that happiness is always temporary. Krishna says, Adi, it was the Adi, Anta, what is it? Anta, beginning and the end. There's a beginning and there's the end of everything. One is happy now, but that happiness is not lasting. It doesn't. There's no lasting happiness in the material world. It doesn't matter, you can go to the heaven, just like you can go to the heaven and enjoy so much, but ultimately you still have to come down. You can never stay there forever in the heavenly planet. Similarly, if you go to hell, you cannot stay there forever also. So that's why we, as the followers of the Vedas, we don't believe in everlasting hell or everlasting heaven. You go to hell forever. the contemporary religion, they tell you go to hell forever. But we know that God is not cruel. Yeah, you're going to go to hell forever. He doesn't send you to hell. You may get punishment, but you don't go there forever. And when you commit sinful activity, and you have to suffer for it, that suffering is also meant a correction. It's meant to correct, so that ultimately you will come to the reflection of why I'm suffering because of my pious deeds. So in material world, the activities is all based on prayer. Whereas in spiritual activity, welcome to spiritual life. It's the straya, which means in the beginning there is the endeavor, which is full of austerity, which is full of difficulty. The endeavor is there. Just like when one enter the brahmachari ashram, you have to follow so many rules and regulations which you have to follow. We have things like, especially when we first join, we are told that, okay, you have to, wake up early in the morning, and so many things, so many regulations. Wake up in the morning, take a cold shower, and all that. It's many regulations are there. So in the beginning, such regulations are difficult to a new spiritual practitioner. So in the beginning, such regulations are difficult. Whereas but if one is able to tolerate the beginning stage, so ultimately, when we come to relish, because there's a joy, the joy is there, but that joy is preceded by the practice. And the joy comes after one becomes detached from the contact of the material senses with the material senses, with the material object. When one becomes detached from that, then the happiness begins. And that happiness is inside, it's not the outside. Like many yogis, they will go to, let's say they go to Himalayas, and then they start to perform austerities. In the winter time, they will, no matter how cold it is, they will be taking a cold bath, cold shower in the winter time. And then in the summertime, when it's very, very hot, they will surround themselves with fire. Even though it's like, I know when it's very hot, our summer here is almost 50 degrees. I don't know if any of you have been here in the summertime. We just went through it. It can be so hot, 50 centigrade. That is like 120 Fahrenheit if you're in America. Very hot. So in that hot environment, the yogi will surround themselves they will build fire. And then they put fire around themselves. And then they will performing their spiritual practice. So when we say, oh, this is so tough, but they will do that. And then they will practice tolerance. They will practice tolerance to do that. I know that I remember myself when I was, as new devotee, especially when I was in America. So in the winter time, as young brahmachari, we used to take freezing shower, which is like, living in Cleveland, Ohio, or even West Virginia, Vrindavan, taking a cold bath. And me, I got an African body. I'm not used to that. But this is what I was subjected to, taking cold shower. So the first time I did it, when I put this water on my body, it's like, freezing water. It's already snowing outside. And then I put cold water on myself. It's like I asked myself, why did I come here? So, So in the beginnings, these spiritual disciplines are very, very difficult in the beginning. Very, very difficult. Of course, I cannot do that nowadays. It's not. I'll be dead. It's not. But in the beginning, this spiritual practice is very difficult. But eventually, because the whole purpose of these various spiritual disciplines, the whole purpose is to give one detachment. That's the whole purpose of spirituality. Detachment must be there, which means detachment from material senses, and then one begins to cultivate the attachment, to the Lord, attachment to spiritual activities. One cultivates detachment, and then one develops attachment to the Lord. Because Krishna, at the same time, developing attachment to the Supreme Lord. In the famous Bhagavatam verse, he said that Vasudeva Bhagavati, bhakti-yoga payojita, janayati asudvara gyanachayadaha, to come that by practicing the devotional service, Vasudeva bhakti to the Lord, that the bhakti, it produces two things. One is detachment, and another thing is the knowledge. So detachment and knowledge is developed through the practice of bhakti. And this detachment is very, very much emphasized in all the scriptures. It's very, very much emphasized in all the bhakti scriptures that yes, one will not experience the real happiness until one begins to develop detachment from this material world. Until one starts developing detachment from all the contact of the senses, from all the modes, everything, until one starts developing detachment, there will be the real happiness will not come. The real joy will not come. So a person who has developed that, okay, if you want to be happy, the happiness comes from inside, not from the outside. Because we know that the soul, the Atma, has become very much captured by being the material world. So the soul is captured, the soul is put on bondage by the three modes of material energy. The soul becomes illusion, and under that illusion, the soul thinks that he can experience happiness. So therefore, he has to choose he has to look for different ways by which he can taste material happiness. Therefore, different fruits one taste different fruits. And when one is tasting different fruits, some of them may be nice and some may be bad. So some fruit is tasting it is bad, and some fruit, just like if in the forest you eat mango fruit, if it's during the ripe season, so it look nice. But at the same time, if you eat on the nimble fruit, it's not nice. It's bitter. So material happiness and distress is like that. Some fruits are good and some fruits are bad. That's nature of material life. So spiritual life, one actually cultivating this detachment. From this detachment, then because from this detachment, the focus is no longer on the external things, the focus is on the internal thing. The focus is on the internal aspect of the self, not on the external aspect. And because the focus is this internal aspect, not on the external aspect, so the real happiness comes, they start developing the real happiness. So antaḥ-sukho, internal happiness. So the verse here is talking about antaḥ-sukho, the internal happiness that comes. Not bahi-sukho, the external happiness. Because we know, everybody knows that external happiness is never given, they never give any satisfaction. But internal happiness is everlasting, is lasting. And that's why the Lord said that by developing this by having this happiness that comes from inside, that comes from the within, then one becomes fixed. One attains this brahma-bhūta. One becomes situated in brahma-nirvāṇaṁ. Brahma-nirvāṇam means the liberation. One becomes situated in that. And by being situated in that, then the attainment of the Lord is possible. As they say, that only devotees are happy, nobody else is happy in this material world. Krishna Bhakta, Niskam Ataiva Santo, Bhukti Mukti Siddhika means Sakalya Santo, that devotees of Krishna are the only one in this world who is happy. And why are they happy? Because they are Niskam. No desire. They don't desire anything for themselves. Niskam. Krishna Bhakta, Niskam, Ataiva Santo, they are only the one who is happy. But others, Bhakti Mukti Siddhas, all the sense enjoyers, even the yogis, the mystics, they cannot get real happiness because they have personal desire. The desire to be a mystic yogi, desire to attain liberation. As long as that is there, then the real happiness will not be there. The real peace will not be there. The real peace will not be there. So Mahaprabhu said, Krishna Bhakta, Niskam, Ataiva Santa, Bhakti Mukti Siddhikam Sakalya Santa. So Santa and Ashanta. Santa means being very, very peaceful. And Ashanta means always agitating. The mind is always agitating. So when the spiritualists, like the yogis, the mystics, when they cannot get the real happiness, so how much more the materialists, those who are simply focusing in enjoying their senses, how much more? How much more? So there is no real happiness. But devotees of Krishna, they are happy because of this niskam, the desireless. They only want to give happiness to Krishna, only that's all. Vijayabhasi here in Vrindavan, they are always happy because they are always seeking the happiness of Krishna. They are always seeking the happiness of Krishna. And if Krishna is not happy, they are not happy. They are only happy if Krishna is happy. And of course, it so happened that because they are always seeking the happiness of Krishna, Krishna is also always seeking their happiness. Krishna is always seeking their happiness. So therefore, as I said, that Krishna is always thinking of his Vrijabhasi devotees. Just as his Vrijabhasi is always thinking of Krishna, Krishna is also always thinking of them. When Narada Muni, when he went to Dwarka, so he went to Dwarka to visit Krishna. And when he arrived in Dwarka, he found that there was a big calamity going on. There's a big calamity in Dwarka. And what is that calamity? Because Krishna had become unconscious. So Krishna had become unconscious, so everyone was lamenting a big calamity. And what was the reason for that unconsciousness? Because Krishna became absorbed in the thought of the Vrijavasis. Krishna became absorbed in the thought of the Vrijavasi, so therefore he became unconscious. The queens, many times when they are lying on the bed with Krishna, and Krishna will simply be calling out, Radhe, Radhe, Gopi, Gopi, he will simply be calling out, Radhe, Radhe, Gopi, be feeling so much deep sense of separation from the gopis, from the Vrijavasis. So, and the queens of Krishna in Dwarka, like Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, these are not ordinary women. They have all the feminine qualities. They are actually lacking. They have all the feminine qualities. But so the Queen, they be saying that what is it that Krishna cannot see in us that he is seeing all these, Brajavasi gopis? What is cannot see? What is it it's not seeing in us? Are we not, we are completely devoted to him. Beauty, everything is there. What is it that Krishna cannot see in us that he sees these gopis? So, now who can explain this? Only those who have actually experienced it themselves. So therefore, when they are trying to find out why Krishna is always so absorbed in the thought of the Brajavasis, only Mother Rohini could explain it. So they had to be, because she was there in Vrindavan. She was there in Vrindavan. She was there she was there for like, 12 years or so when Krishna and Balaram were here. So she understood the love of the gopis. She understood the love that is there between Krishna and the Brajavasis. She understood. So she expected to explain it to her. So let me explain it to you, because she experienced it. So that is bhakti process. The bhakti process, whereby, because these three things, Bhagavan, Bhakti, and Bhakta, because they are not materialistic, they do not belong to the material world, because they are not materialistic endeavors. Bhagavan, Bhakti, and Bhakti. Bhagavan belongs to the spiritual world. Bhakti belongs to the spiritual, and Bhakti, of course, they all belong to the spiritual world. So the Bhakti to Krishna is not an affair of the material world. It's a spiritual. It's an affair of the spiritual world, not an affair of the material world. So when a devotee becomes situated in Bhakti, the rich Bhakti, you will see that such devotee, of course, they're very, very rare. They're not easy to find. Just like when I was in Purport this morning with Isvara Prabhu, we were talking about how Sanatana Goswami, when he was doing his Madhukari in Mathura, and so Madam Mohan say, "Oh, Baba, I want to go with you. I want to go with you. I want to come and stay with you." And Sanatana Goswami said that, "Oh, how can you come and live with me? I'm a Babaji. I have nothing. I cannot." He said, "No," but Krishna said, No, I want to come with you. I want to come and stay with you." So Krishna came with, Madam Mohan came with Sanatana Goswami to Vrindavan. And he was looking after, even though Madam Mohan was previously staying in a nice house in Mathura, the Dobie family, but he came to Vrindavan with Sanatana Goswami, who is a Babaji, he has no house. He's only staying under the tree, staying under the he has a small thing on the bank of the Yamuna. And Sanatana Goswami could only give him the dry chapati. He could give him only dry chapati. So one time, Krishna complained that, "Hey, Baba, you only give me dry chapati, at least give me something tasty. Why just give dry chapati? At least some salt, So Madam Sanatana Goswami said, "Well, I'm a Babaji. You know my situation. I have so much duty to perform. I have to write so many books. I have to write many things. What time do I have to go and look for, for nice food for you? I cannot go and work. It's not possible. So therefore, if you want to eat nice food, then you have to make your own arrangements." So, Krishna, Sanatana Goswami is telling Krishna said, if you want to eat nice food, then you make your own arrangement. So, just the next day, there was a merchant who came. This merchant he has his boat, which was stuck in the Yamuna, was stuck. So then he came to Sanatana Goswami and said, "Babaji, can you help me? Some mystic person, can you help me? Because my boat is stuck in the Yamuna." So Sanatana Goswami said, well, you can pray to Krishna. Pray to him. If you pray to him, then if you like, he will help you out. So this merchant, then he prayed to Krishna that, please, help me out for my boat. Somehow the boat was free from being stuck in Yamuna. This was a short merchant. So this merchant, he took his merchant ship to Agra. He made so much there, and he made lots of money on this boat. He made so much money, and all the profit he made, he came back to Vrindavan and used it for the service. He gave it to, he told Sanatana Goswami that, I made so much profit, please take everything. So Sanatana Goswami said, no, you use it for the service of Madam Mohan. So the merchant, he built this beautiful temple, this Madam Mohan temple. He built a temple, and so therefore, Madam Mohan was able to have all his food. So that you can see the intensity of love that is there between devotee and the love between devotee and Bhagavan. Intensity of love that is there. So anyway, it's very, very nice that this point, even though the text may look simple, but it's full of deep meaning. That devotees should try to be happy to come from inside, not from the outside. Once you seek happiness from inside. Don't try to seek happiness from outside, because you try to seek happiness from outside, you always get disappointed. Always face misery if you try to seek happiness from outside. But happiness will always come from inside. Then there'll be real satisfaction. So that is this verse. So thank you very much for listening. If there's any question or comment, you can please go ahead. Yeah.
The question is, because now we go on devotion process. Everything we get all the spiritual activities. We take darshan of God, and we eat and tathā and everything. Everything we take from outside. Like how, because this all happiness, spiritual happiness we get from external activities.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain how devotion life we get happiness from inside?
But because as I said, devotee, even though when we come to devotional service, the problem seems to go away. But a devotee's mentality is not to enjoy Krishna. A devotee's mentality is to give enjoyment to Krishna. So it's not that we are rendering devotional service so that we can be happy. We are doing it so that Krishna can be happy. So that focus, the vision of not try to enjoy Krishna or enjoy Krishna's facility. Like Srila Bhaktivedanta will always say that we have come to serve Krishna, but we have not come so that Krishna can serve us. So when we start thinking that Krishna can, which means Krishna can serve us, means that whatever we need, Krishna should provide for me. Krishna provide for my convenience, this and that. No, we want Krishna to serve, but we are the servant. He's not supposed to serve. We are supposed to serve him. And when we study the life of the Goswami, that is their life. When Rupa Goswami, when he desired to prepare something for Sanatana Goswami, and being a Babaji, he had nothing. So then a young girl came, automatically she just came and gave him milk, rice, and everything else. And as Rupa Goswami, so he prepared this nice sweet rice, very wonderful, and offered to Sanatana Goswami. And when he offered to Sanatana Goswami, he tasted something so wonderful that he had never tasted before. And Sanatana Goswami was wondering, what is the ingredient? Where does this come from that so tastes like anything? And then he asked Rupa Goswami that, how did you get the item? And he told him that when one young girl came and gave all this, he gave the item, milk, sugar, everything, rice. So therefore I prepare it. And then ask me, where is that girl? I say, well, he said, well, that girl just disappeared. After I given the attendance, she disappeared. So Santo Goswami said, this must be Srimati Radharani. And then he started to say that, we are not supposed to do this. We are not supposed to desire anything. We are meant to serve them. We are not meant to receive service from them. We are not meant to receive service from divine couple. We are meant to give them service. So a devotee do not desire anything that, I want some convenience, I want Krishna to make this easy for me. A devotee do not desire that. They simply want, no matter how difficult it is, they simply want to render that service to Krishna. Want to render the service to the divine couple. So that's what the Acharyas, the Goswamis, that's what they have taught us. So more and more, we have to be more and more detached from all kind of mental satisfaction. We have to seek more and more detachment from all that, and then become more and more attached to Krishna service and to what can give Krishna more pleasure, more happiness. The part of devotional service is a very joyful part. It's a joyful part. The part of devotees are never distressed. Devotees are always happy. But the happiness of a devotee cannot be understood by the materialist. One is focused internally, and the other is focused externally. So both cannot understand each other. Yanisa Savabhutanam. That was that. Yanisa Savabhutanam. That text in chapter 2. That what is night for the. What is day is night for the yogi, and what is night for the yogi is day for the. What is that verse? Yanisa Savabhutana. Tashan. Anybody know that verse? Yanisa Savabhutana. That what is night for the. What is day? Anyway, I'm sure the scholars here. What is night for the. Self-realized is day, exactly. Yeah, verse like that. So, which means both the sense enjoyers and the bhaktas, devotees, or spiritualists, they will never have the same compromise, have the same agreement, will never be there. They don't have the same vision. They don't have the same understanding. One is focused on sensual enjoyment. Another is focused on detachment, but enjoying internally spiritual gratification. Okay, thank you very much. It's time for the deep down. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.